Do you feel like you just have too much to do and too little time? You're kind of hopping all over the place and can't just get done what you need to get done. Look, time management is a big issue for business owners, and I get it. You're doing a lot, you're in every area of the business, and it's hard to make the time to actually be the business owner and do what you need to do. My name's Abby Johnson. I'm with Matterhorn Business Development. I've worked with over 40 industries, and I've seen this problem come up a lot with my clients. Today, I want to give you a few tips and things that you can do to better manage your time and maximize your productivity as a business owner. We actually have a full time management playlist, so make sure you check that out after this video because this video will be on it. But a lot of the videos on that playlist go more in depth into what I'm talking about today. The first tip I want to give you is to start tracking your time. I made a whole video on our playlist about that and how to track your time. But the general idea here is to start looking at where your time is going. You need to know where you are now in order to improve it. So maybe you start tracking your time and realizing that you are spending it on a lot of marketing tasks and that those are actually tasks that can be delegated. Or maybe you start tracking your time and realizing that delivery is taking up all of your time and that you have a manager and they should actually be the ones handling the problem. Now you've seen a hole with one of your employees and you can go solve that hole. So tracking your time, I know it sounds counterintuitive, like it's going to take more time to track your time, but you don't have to do it forever. Just do it for a week or 2 weeks just to get an idea of where your time is spent within the business. And then from there, you can start to adjust things and see if you need to delegate more. That brings me to my next point of delegation. This is again a huge problem for business owners. We have many videos just on the topic of delegation, but whether you have 0 employees or a bunch of employees, you probably need to delegate some of the things you're doing. If you don't have any employees, maybe it's time to get a virtual assistant to take something off of your plate. If you do have employees, look at what you're doing and see if it needs to be handed over to one of them. Maybe there's something that you've been hanging on to that you know they should be taking care of, but you just haven't had the willpower to let it go yet, and now is the time to let it go. Or maybe you just didn't even realize, wow, I'm doing this task and really my manager should be doing this instead. Just take a look at where you're spending your time and how you might possibly be able to delegate. The next part of this is a big buzzword people talk about, which is automating. That could be a whole nother video in itself, but maybe there's a task that you're doing, over and over that could be automated in some simple way. Maybe you are still manually following up with every single invoice for collection when the software you have will actually do it for you and send out reminder emails for you. Again, just look at where your time has been being spent with what type of tasks and see out of those which of those could be better served through software or technology of some sort. For example, I see a lot of people who are kind of bootstrapping and so they're using spreadsheets for everything when really if they just spent $100 a month or whatever it is and actually invested in a CRM, it would stop wasting their time. Everything would be more organized and less confusing than it is in spreadsheets. Maybe it's time to invest in some software that's actually going to make you work smarter and not harder. All right, my final tip for you, I've actually been talking about in a lot of our videos recently because it's something that keeps coming up on almost every client call I do, and that's what inspired this video today. Basically, just look at the tasks you're performing and try to batch them or pair them up as much as possible with similar tasks. So here at Matterhorn, we use the 4 pillars of business basics. Every business has these areas, which is marketing, sales, delivery, management. As the business owner, you're probably somewhat involved with all of those, and you're probably working in all of them on a daily basis. So what I would suggest is trying to carve out time for each area of the business and focusing on tasks in that area instead of having to hop around from all these different pillars, because that actually wastes your time, as I explained in one of our former time management videos. So again, look at the time tracking you did and the tasks you're performing and try to somehow schedule them or batch them as much as possible. Maybe you're looking at marketing every Monday. Maybe you're looking at finances every Friday. Maybe you're out in the field with your team or on the floor, whatever your industry is, every Wednesday. And that's like like your delivery day and quality control day. Just try to schedule it out and give your life some more structure within these 4 pillars that I mentioned. All right, I hope you found those tips helpful. If you feel like you're struggling to organize, to grow, and struggling with profitability, I definitely encourage you to book a free profit assessment below. On this call, we're going to tackle the biggest problems you're facing in your business and determine what the solution and action steps are to handle that problem. So make sure you take advantage of this and book your call today. I hope to see you soon.